What's going on, everybody? It's Oscar Cisneros with Grease Monkey Garage, and I got a video that I wanted to share with you guys, and I just wanted to share my frustration that I get sometimes in the garage, and sometimes how YouTube mobile mechanics, not all mobile mechanics, some DIYers, people that are not as advanced in their level of experience when it comes to repairing cars, O'Reilly's, AutoZones, all the guys that offer free code scans, how they make my job very, very difficult. And I wanted to share this because we get phone calls all the time. I got a guy that just called me right now saying, "Hey man, I need an estimate for a tune-up." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what kind of car do you have?" He goes, "I got a 1998 Toyota Camry." I'm like, "Okay, great. Well, why are we doing a tune-up? What's the reason for the tune-up? Are we doing it just to do maintenance, or are we doing it because we're trying to fix an issue?" And a lot of times people don't call to get a tune-up just for the fun of it, right? Nobody likes to just put money into their car. They're doing it because they're trying to solve a problem. Now, a lot of the guys, they'll go to O'Reilly's and they'll get one of these little small code scanners. Or I'm sorry, they'll have a code scanner. They'll go to O'Reilly's and they get a printout, and the printout says cylinder 1 misfire, cylinder 4 misfire, cylinder 6 misfire, like we had in this guy's case. And I tell the guy, I'm like, "Look, we can do the tune-up, we can do the spark plugs, we can do the coils, we can do the intake manifold gasket on your 1998 200,000 mile vehicle, but what if it doesn't fix it?" Right? The cost on the tune-up alone on this car is, hear me out here, one intake manifold gasket kit, $70, 6 ignition coils, $63 a piece, spark plugs, $22 a piece. In parts alone, he's already at $582 in parts. In labor, it's about a 2.5 hour job. It's about $350, and that includes a compression check. Now, I told the guy, I said, "Well, why don't we diagnose it first? We charge $150 for the diagnostic. We're going to do a compression check. We're going to do a boroscope. We're going to put a camera in the cylinder, and we're going to make sure that you've got no burnt valves. We're going to check the wiring. We're going to check the exhaust valves. We're going to check head gaskets. We're going to check it all, so that before you make this investment, we know it's actually going to fix your problem rather than just spending thousands of dollars." And the guy hangs up on me. And I think he hung up on me because he was frustrated with the fact that as a professional, he wasn't listening to my advice. In his mind, he's already convinced in his mind that it's cheaper, it's more affordable, it's not as complicated as it is. But let's just say that we would have did this job for him, $1,000 repair bill, and he doesn't fix it. And I call him and I say, "Hey, Mr. Customer, your Toyota's still running like crap. Do you think he's going to want to pay us $1,000 for all the work that we just did, or do you think he's going to give me a hard time?" He's already given me resistance in the beginning. How do you think it's going to be towards the end of that job? So sometimes we have to say no to people. Obviously, he told us no by hanging up on us. But it makes my job very difficult when you have these DIYers or these uncles that are mechanics or these friends that are mechanics, but they don't do it professionally, and they want to do things a certain way, and they'll run away. Like if they do the job and it doesn't work, guess what? They ghost you and they disappear. We don't do that. We have a building. We stand by what we do. We do what we say we're going to do, and we make sure that we see it all the way through, no matter how difficult it gets. But we make sure that we have all the evidence that we need before we take it to another level and start recommending things for your vehicle. So I don't care what YouTube says. I don't care what your uncle who used to work with a mechanic says. I don't care about what the code scan says in that regard either. We need to perform our inspection and our process so that when we're done doing what we do, we can give you the outcome that you are expecting. One more thing, it's a long rant. We just had an AC diagnostic that we just performed on a Honda that came in. Their friend is a mechanic, and the friend said, "Hey, you need an AC compressor." We went ahead and we diagnosed everything. We checked interior, we checked exterior, everything's fine. And sure enough, the compressor is bad. And the mechanic that they had was just going to do the compressor, but we went above and beyond, and we opened the compressor up, and you can see metallic glitter inside of the lines, which means that the compressor overheated. It came apart internally, and now it's shooting metal through the system. So if we replace the compressor in that vehicle, it would fix it for a time, but he would be back 6 months later. "Hey, my AC's not working again, dude. What the heck? You guys just fixed it." And now we have to share with them, oh, yeah, you have metal contamination. We're sorry we missed that. Do you think they're going to be happy knowing that in hindsight? No. They're going to want to know it before they invest that money in the repair. So, had we just gone off their diagnostic, we would have been shooting ourselves in the foot 6 months from now. Because we went the extra step and we thoroughly checked the system, now we know that we have severe metal contamination and we have to replace other components to make sure that they can have a long-lasting AC system. So, guys, don't make Grease Monkey's job more difficult. I already have enough stress as it is. If you have an issue where we have to diagnose something, understand that, like, when you go to the doctor, you have to pay for the diagnostic. You got to pay for the blood work. You got to pay for the inspection. The doctor has to analyze you. We have to analyze your car. We have to know what's going on before we can start recommending a repair or a procedure for you and your vehicle. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. It's a little bit of a morning rant at 9:17 a.m. on July 29th, 2026. But again, just understand that there's a process to the way we do things, and there's a reason that we were able to level up in our repair game, where we were able to go from mobile to a shop, and we're scaling pretty heavily. So we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. We're not these fly-by-night mechanics that do something and then they just disappear and ghost you. And I see these all the time. We always get people calling me saying, I had a guy come and do it and he couldn't fix it. So trust the process, trust the repair, trust your local Grease Monkey. Out.